A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Happy Friday, my friend. I'm starting off fresh and I feel good. I look good. I smells good. I am good.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement. So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
Now, we're up to our long-distance dedication. And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. I'm coming out of the record. Play the record, okay? Please. See, when you come out of those up-tempo goddamn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions, and then you got to go into somebody dying. You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but goddamn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it. Is Don on the phone? Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week. This last goddamn time, I want somebody to use his fucking brain to not come out of a goddamn record that is, that's up-tempo, and I gotta talk about a fucking dog dying. Well, this is fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous, fucking ponderous.
Yeah, non-stop music. Rick Dees, let me get that phone. All right, you got a special request?
Okay, I want a goddamn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a fucking up-tempo record every time I do a goddamn death dedication.
No problem. We'll play it for you. Here's the death dedication, just for you.
Once you thought that anyone else was, we would never be able to get out of here.
Whoa, Steven.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's said some things before, but
What was that?
they're
Casey
called little
Kasem.
people, Steven. They're little people now. All right? What were you saying, Jeff? Sorry.
It's ponderous, man. Fucking ponderous.
I know, Casey. Just, I love hearing stuff like that. Because you never hear him angry, even usually, when he was on. Like, you never heard Casey Kasem, like, even get really upset when he's on air. Well, I don't know.
Conceivable!
Well, it's just fucking ponderous, man. Ponderous, fucking ponderous.
Oh, that's great. You're ponderous, man.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Have No Sphere. Right here on the Iron Realm Media podcast YouTube channel. 'Tis the backup channel. We've been cancel cultured over there temporarily for one thing or another. I don't even know what. Couldn't even tell you. That's all right. Ain't nothing gonna break our stride. Ain't nothing gonna hold us down. Etc., etc., etc. But we've actually got a full house this evening. It's a pretty rarity. It's not happened here for several weeks. So I'm really excited. Oh, shit. Now somebody's calling. I think I have a good idea who that is calling.
Oh, yeah, I may have missed a call there too, actually, now that you say that.
Forget which pocket it's in. Oh, damn, I missed it. That it called again out of taking it live. Who was it? That's who I thought. He's looking for a link. But before we throw him a link, let's say hello to everybody. And because we are able to do it this week, and we've not been able to do it in weeks past, what we're going to do is say hello to Mrs. Cami Knodel. You may recognize her from her channel Aisling717 here on the YouTubes, but it's always a pleasure to have her back with us as she is this evening. Cami, how are you doing? How was your holidays? How was the calendrical new year? All that good stuff.
Oh, it's been actually a real quiet holidays and year, and just like regrouping, getting energy, and trying to make it through the winter, which is not my favorite. But again, I can't complain. It's certainly a lot nicer here than it is a lot of places. We've been getting thunderstorms today, and I do like the storms. And here tonight, mostly to say hi to Liz and miss you guys.
Well, we sure missed
Yes.
you. Feels like it's been a hot minute. I guess technically it has.
been. But yeah, I'm quiet a little bit tonight, but it's good to be back on the show, and hopefully my energy will like amp up a little bit with like the sunshine.
It's just one of them kinds of days. Don't feel too bad if your energy never does quite get amped up. Mine's a little lackluster, so to speak. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with these windows, why nothing's lining up the way it should. That's all right. We'll make it work. And since we're in the household, let's go ahead and stay there. And we'll say hello to Mr. Zachary Zabala, Z squared. You may recognize him from his little channel here on the YouTubes called Good Times for All. Zach, how in the hell are you doing?
Doing better. I don't know. I was just pissy all day. It seemed like, I still smiled at people and, had conversations with people at the grocery store and all that kind of stuff. But like every little thing, I don't know what it is about South Carolina drivers, but they like to leave like a parking space in between when they're like at the grocery store line, waiting in the line to get out of the grocery store. They don't want to pull up and, maybe make some room for someone so they could pull in behind you. And they all want to leave. Not all of them, but there'd be like 3 out of 6 people that I could go and parallel park in between the space they left there. And that just drives me insane.
Have you ever tried it? Maybe that would teach them a good lesson.
Yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Like, look, you have plenty of room here. Yeah. But no, little stuff like that was really getting under my skin today. And plumbing, I did some plumbing, and of course, how
It
plumbing
must be in
goes.
the air.
Yeah. I was just pissy all day.
Don't
Little
do
things
plumbing
kept
in the air.
Yeah, all the little things kept really just. But I feel better now. All that's gone. Yeah, it's got to be something in the air, in the stars, whatever.
I was pretty cranky yesterday. I don't usually get terribly cranky. The past few weeks, it's been a bit of an exception, but I try to account for that, given that I'm not smoking cigarettes. So, I figure that's got to have some effect on my attitude. But even yesterday, I was just a bit pissy. Just a little bitch. I was just being a bitch.
I'm glad it's not just me. I got talked to a minute ago before we went live on the show about my attitude, and it's like, I don't know what's the deal. It seems like everybody's idiot meter has gone off the fucking chart, and I can't deal no more. I just have no patience for stupidity at this point. And that's all I seem to be confronted with every time I step out my front door. There's a burger joint that's been here for 28 years that I've been going to since high school. I've been knowing the owner. I've been knowing his wife. She and I went to class together. She's a good friend, Metallica fan. We had that whole thing. Every time I go up there, we'd yap about music. And her thing for me was always adding extra malt from my malt because she knew I liked it. So they sold it about a week and a half ago. It just reopened today. I went up there, made my order, and ordered a malt. She said, "Oh, we don't have malt." And I'm like, "Oh, well, you got to get that." This was the last bastion of malt in Louisiana. Even Sonic doesn't have malts anymore. She's like, "Well, they never had them here." I'm like, "What? I've been getting them here since the freaking 80s. She's like, "No, she never had malts. She was just serving you shake, telling you it was malt." And my face just was like dumbfounded that this person I don't even know, never set eyes on in my life, is telling me about my relationship to this place I've been to for 30 years, this lady I've been knowing for 30 years, that this lady was lying to me for 30 years.
You don't know what a malt is?
Like you can't tell the difference between vanilla and malt?
Like I'm an idiot and don't know what a fucking malt is? That's the whole thing. And so I kind of looked over and saw the old sign still sitting there with the ice cream on it and there's the word malt. I just kind of pointed at that and took my burger and walked out and said, "I won't be back," as I left.
Why is that, Walt? Why is the malts disappearing? And we've been on a malt kick here, by the way. We've been making chocolate malt.
Because of idiots that think it's the same thing is all I can figure, Cami. They all assume if it's got ice cream and it's in a cup, it's all the same. It don't have to have something extra to make it special.
Oh, but it
good
does.
Lord, don't even try to get an ice cream soda anymore. That is like not even a thing that is in anybody's memory. They don't even know what an egg cream is.
People are like, "What are you talking about?"
It's like I'm talking another language. Right, exactly. We don't have that on this planet. What do you mean?
There was one?
I just had a Hershey's chocolate bar, one of those tiny little fun-sized Hershey's, but it was dark chocolate, and it was no sugar.
That's some good stuff. That's like super bitter.
No sugar?
It wasn't bitter. I prefer it bitter. I prefer like a baking chocolate.
Bitter chocolate.
That's how I like it. Like when I go to Aldi's, I buy the darkest chocolate they have.
95 cacao.
Yep, that's what I buy. So when I saw that, ooh, cool, dark chocolate, no sugar, I'm gonna like it. And I eat it. I'm like, it's sweet. Oh fuck! What did I just put in my mouth? Why is this no sugar chocolate sweet? What in the fuck did they put in there? And of course, it's not packaged for individual resale, so there's no ingredient list on there. So now I'm at work trying to look up the ingredient list to figure out why the hell there's no sugar chocolate sweet in my mouth.
It's poop.
It's malt. I think Hershey's adds malt to almost all their chocolate. Check it out. It's crazy. Yep. Because it tasted like Hershey's chocolate. I think that's what it is. I think
Travis and Chad is saying malt will be the next Mandela. It will. It damn sure will.
Yeah, Liz says she doesn't know what malt is.
What is malt? Malted barley? Y'all don't
How about malted milk balls? How about Whoppers? Do they have Whoppers in Scotland? The candy, the chocolate covered malted milk balls?
So gross. I never liked those.
Those are always so good.
Like the milk jug, the kind, the cardboard one.
That's the one.
Crack open and then
crack it in half with my tooth, so there's two halves of a malted milk ball, and you kind of suck on it a little bit, and all the malting starts to break down, and you just have.
Or like that every eighth milk ball would have that hole in it, and it would be almost chewy, and it would be like, I would save those in a pile off to the side and just wait to eat. Those were like dessert.
Like a
with
milk
Whopper.
dud. It was like a fucking milk dud.
Almost like one, yeah.
And then the other ones were like pumice dissolving sometimes on the ones.
Yeah,
you
they
could
definitely
cut.
would like take the enamel off if you weren't careful.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay.
But
Malt
we have actually
tea sets-
malted. Oops. Go ahead.
Malt tea sets in Europe. The Food Kingdom. Malt. MALTESOER. Okay, I couldn't really see the wrapper there. But yeah, in Europe,
Right,
that's
Brian.
what it's called. MALTESERS.
No, I doubt Lent does it, Liz. They're a little higher end. They might have a special something that I've never discovered with malt in it, but if I had found Lent with malt, that would be my go-to. Yeah. If they have it there, I'm definitely ordering it. Ah,
Sherry, I was getting all scientific in chat.
There you
I
go.
know.
Let's see if I
Cereals
can
are-
get this up. I know I'm not on the screen, but did I turn that on? Did I
Mhm.
fix my camera on? Oh, okay. I'm watching the wrong little area. But this, you can take it, make your shakes, put it into your shakes, and do it. Make sure malted milk your shakes from it. So, oops, now I see.
yeah. Oh, I have some of that always in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Real
And there
short.
is another one out there that's like the Ovaltine version of it, but that's not really malt. That's really superly sweetened, way overly sweetened. It almost tastes like something you get out of a cereal box.
Yeah, the
So
Ovaltine is
I
not
like
right.
the one you have in your hand. That's
Mhm.
the one.
The
If it don't
Ovaltine is
kick up
too
a little
sweet.
bit at the
Yeah.
bottom of the glass, then it ain't good.
Right.
Now,
And
there's
this I have in our emergency supplies, by the way. We have like different things that, multi in the background because it lasts a while. So yeah, this is part of our emergency food stock. You got to have malt to add to it because it makes it.
Now, do you guys have any of those types of, it's like a diner, I guess, type restaurant that is like 1950s, early 60s decor still? Do you guys have those? They're up in the
Here?
Chicagoland. Yeah. Do you have anything
Oh,
like that
yeah,
around
yeah.
you?
Absolutely.
Where they
There's
have
quite
the
a few
little
of 'em.
jukeboxes at every table, and you put a
Yep.
quarter in, and it'll play a
Yep.
song. And they
Well,
sell malted
the
shakes,
place that
stuff like
had
that there.
those actually isn't around anymore. It disappeared about 8 years ago, I guess, that had the actual jukeboxes that still worked. But there are still tiny 50s styled dinery type places where you can get a pretty decent burger or chicken fried
Mhm.
steak at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, on the southeast side of Chicago. It's called Shoops. There's like 5 or 6 of them, and it was family built up business. And yeah, just awesome. They sold out. That family doesn't own it anymore. Some other family or a big corporation, whoever owns it. Yeah, it's Shoops hamburgers up there. Awesome, awesome burgers. The dad went, I don't know. I don't want to say crazy, but he made his house look like a gingerbread house. Kind of like it was all colorful with different, it was all wood and it had the wood shingles in the front coming down where the I don't even know what you would call it, just where the roof came down. But it was all like bright pastel colors, the whole thing. And then he painted it like the couple different colors, like bright blue and bright yellow on this wall. And it was wild. It looked cool when he was all done, but when you saw it, like your first reaction is like, whoa, now that's a house, you know? Yeah, Sheep's Hamburgers. I miss those places. I've noticed it seems that a lot of those places don't end up on like Google Maps unless you really search for them. Like if you're looking at the Google Maps and you're just looking around the area to see what's in the area, it seems like it's all big major corporations that are on there and you miss all the little mom and pop. Now they have some little mom and pop shops, but for the most part, like that one place we passed, was it today or yesterday, Cami?
That would have been either today or 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think it was
We're in
today.
a time warp. Yeah, in a
Yeah.
time warp. I think it was today.
but it was this little. It's only open from 10 to 2 Monday through Thursday, and on Friday they're open like till 8 or 9 at night. I think they have a band come in or something. But yeah, you'll never find that place on like the Google Maps by itself.
Nope. And you know what? That was when we did. That was yesterday. That would have been yesterday because we went. It was south, not north. We went
Yeah.
different directions.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm just trying to gain sanity and and clarify. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's I gotta stop using Google Maps so much. I used to go to like the yellow pages, but do they even make phone books anymore? I've never seen one at this house or delivered to this house.
They were sending them to my house this last year. I don't know if they're going to be doing it in 2024, but we were still getting them in 23.
We haven't gotten one delivered here that I'm aware of at all. I haven't seen one in years, to tell you the truth. Boy, and thinking back, this is terrible, but like on a memory, I remember back, my grandmother used to, when people, she had her little Englewood phone book, and when people died, she would go and she would cross them out of the phone book and update phone numbers and everything, but she would keep and then update the phone. She'd keep a thing and then like make a 5-year, redo and put notes into it and other ones like that. But she had this whole, she used it like an address book, and literally, it was again, we crossed people out, and I thought it was crazy. Different world, such a different world.
Well, did it used to be where you could have a different phone company? I remember it was like if you lived here, this is your phone company, this is your power company. I'm pretty sure
Yep.
it's still the same. This is your power company, no matter what. But yeah, it used to be like, oh, you live in this area? Okay, you're an AT&T customer now. That's just.
We were Mountain Bell in the old days. Bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to, in the front of the phone book, it was crazy the stuff you could learn in the front of the phone book. All the different numbers and different push things. I didn't find that till I was older. Yeah. I haven't seen a phone book in a while. Nathan says they're good for target practice. Yeah.
Booster chairs for little person. Ain't that right, Steven? If you're a little person needing to do advanced equations in the nude on blackboards that are too high up.
Somebody was talking today. I forget what show it was. Or maybe it might have been the video Austin put out on the Melodome channel. Oh, it's gone now. Damn it. I was trying to think of who it was and it left. Stephen Hawking.
There was somebody else I saw going on about, I think it was even the same video clip that I got that Stephen Hawking audio bite that we played for years and years. Questioning, saying that Stephen Hawking, that this is proof that he's an actual character. And there's like no way that person's actually interpreting the grunts that Stephen Hawking is making into some sort of legible conversation.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, that's what it was. They were like, this person's never. Oh, they were talking about Tesla, how he had never been recorded on video. And it's like, yeah, that's strange. Now think of this one. Stephen Hawking has never been recorded at all, ever, speaking coherent. Child prodigy. Graduated college faster than anybody, this and that. You never recorded him, like, saying anything? Never had video recordings of him doing something, I don't know, anything. Really? While he could speak? Yeah, try to find a video of Stephen Hawking speaking. That isn't, you know how it goes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the intergalactic stellar black hole,
Now, I will say, when I was making this soundbite 7 years ago, whenever the fuck it was, jeez, you can interpret it. When I was in my youth, I did some babysitting. You can learn to speak baby babble. You can learn children with severe speech impediments. You can learn to understand them. People with real thick, heavy accents. You can learn to interpret their English through that thick accent, just through practice, repetition, and consistency. But I can see how somebody, especially like a teacher's assistant or something like that, who's spending a significant amount of time with Stephen Hawking, has to learn what those grunts are. Because it is almost coherent. You can almost... It's like that when you hear music played backwards and you have people interpret it differently. It's like you don't hear the word until they tell you what the word they hear is. Like, oh, okay, yeah, now that's what I hear too. And maybe it's kind of like that, but I still think it can be interpreted. For as much of a character as he was, and as much as he's screaming for help somewhere inside of those eyes, I do think it could be interpreted at some point with enough practice. That said, after 7 years, I still have no what the fuck he's saying in any of these clips.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I know I was in the chat, not participating as I should have. I was doing other things here at the computer, but I did hop into the call, not the call, but I watched when Austin and I think it was his buddy Tyler, it wasn't Chris, were looking at some old footage of the guy talking to Stephen. And while that was occurring, I saw our buddy Bill Will saying in the chat that he used to have a person he was caring for that had some issue very similar and had to learn how to understand that person. So I kind of agree there too as well with that one, Josh. Now that doesn't mean that this isn't all a fucking scam and all that too, but I do know it is possible. In my experience. Whoa now, motherfucker.
How can you argue with that? I mean, what's left to be said? I need to find an AI that will put that to text so I can have that text put on a t-shirt.
You should ask ChatGTP.
Isn't
that what it is? What Stephen Hawking is actually saying there?
I don't know if they interpret audio quite like that. I'd have to see if I can't get it to translate it to some sort of text.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd be able to do that because I know whatchamacallit. We asked it, are you hooked up to any microphones or any cameras? And it said no. Like, so yeah, I don't think it. So yeah, that's. I don't know. It's like Helen Keller kind of, but with the ability to read. Like things just appear, words appear in its head, and it. I don't know. If you can't see and you can't hear anything, you're really just taking information that's given to you, and that's it. You're not observing anything for yourself. How intelligent could you really be without, being able to verify anything that you're seeing? Maybe not intelligence, not the right word. How sure of yourself? Could you imagine that?
It would require a lot of trust.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of trust. Yeah, I couldn't imagine that. Never being able to see or hear anything. Like everything is just, I guess you would still feel, and that would be even more fucked up because you wouldn't know when someone's coming to touch you. Maybe eventually you could feel their footsteps or something, or yeah, I don't know, man. That'd be weird.
Be
That'd
like
real weird.
Daredevil.
Ben Affleck. Yeah, I think you're right, Walter. He did an all right job in the Batman. Wasn't it you we were talking about that?
It wasn't me. I've never seen Ben Affleck play Batman.
Yeah, he was fucking awesome. I was surprised by it because I was very negative Batfleck.
Larry Bird was his translator. That's great.
That's what we should do. We should have Stephen Hawking talking and have Bobcat Goldthwait be his interpreter.
Isn't that the guy from Police Academy?
Yep.
Yeah. I still think he's related to Charlie Kelly. Or whatever his name is in real life.
Charlie Kelly. Like, I don't know that.
From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Gotcha.
Little short guy.
I know who you're talking about now.
Dude, they look so much alike. Especially when Charlie does the face, when he goes, like, in the show, that's him trying to smile. And when he does that, dude, he looks just like Bobcat from Police Academy. It was eerie. Police Academy. Do they still have, like, I don't know. Did they have those types of, remember the movie The Warriors? Was that based on anything remotely realistic? Did gangs dress like that?
I don't know.
I had a hard time believing that people went around, painted their face up, and wore baseball uniforms. I find that hard to believe. It was the 80s, though. I don't know. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Yeah, I don't know. But I never saw anything like that. I remember there was one supposed gang in Hobart, and they were the Bacos, they called themselves. And they were just the goth kids of that era. They're mad and angry, but they never they never went and stole anything, or they'd go and smoke pot underneath the bleachers. That's why they were the Bacos. But they didn't really dress all that different. It wasn't like they were all wearing the same thing. I've never seen anything like that where gangs kind of all dress alike or wear colors, Did they have gangs in Denver, Cami?
You'll see him, Zach, if you pay attention. It'll say to protect and serve right on the side. It's hard to miss. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
How about down there, Walter? Did you guys have anything crazy like that? Or go ahead, Cami. After you unmuted.
Yeah. I mean, they said that we had gangs in Denver. In the area that I grew up on, like the south suburbs, we didn't have anything like that at all. We had cliques. You had pretty much, if you watched The Breakfast Club or that would be more of a thing. You had your jocks, your freaks, your preps, you had your little cliques, but I certainly wasn't around gang members. If we had them in Northeast Denver, which would have been more the like area when we lived up there that they may have been in. I didn't notice them at the grocery stores or anything like that, but I mean, they never attempted to recruit me, or it just never crossed over. I never saw it. And
yeah, me neither. I never saw it really,
I didn't either. And I mean, I worked downtown. There are certain areas of town that I didn't go to. Mostly it was funny because what I used to do a lot which got me in very, very good with the police department is I did bridal shows, and that where I did all the jewelry on and off of the models. And it was a secured position. So I'd have to have an armed police officer, back with me protecting, the jewels and that. And so basically, they got paid a lot of money to watch girls get taken, change clothes and that in the background and jewelry, be put on and that. And so I was like a favorite. Everybody wanted, there wasn't a better side job in Denver, I think, than that. But so talking to the police and that, a lot of it is you never want to go into this part of town, stay from this area, da 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 da. And I did. It's like it just didn't go to certain places. But I hear there was definitely areas that they said don't go near. A lot of people die, and you just don't even see it in the news. That again, I drove by on my ride into work, but I just never got off the highway. And they were like, "We don't care if you're out of gas. Don't pull off here." But again, I didn't witness it at all. It's almost like watching on the news or that.
Yeah, that's how it was with me. Yeah, I don't know. We never really went to Chicago at night or anything like that when I was young. I didn't start doing that until I got older. But even nowadays, maybe they'll be wearing a certain color or, be supporting a certain team or something like that, their favorite sports ball team. But yeah, it just seems like you'd stick out like a sore thumb doing that. I just can't see anybody ever doing that really, but I don't know. I wasn't there. Anybody in chat saying
this is embarrassing.
Like that?
Tell me what you saw again, because while you were doing that, my son was actually having me sign some paperwork.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. He's like, sorry.
And he's emancipated.
So we jumped in on this. But what did you see that was strange to you in the 80s? Because I was around in the 80s.
No, like that movie, The Warriors. I don't know if
I never saw I've never seen The Warriors.
Well, like it's about gangs in New York. They're from Staten Island, I think. Or no, Coney Island, maybe. I don't know. But so somebody's calling all these gangs to a certain area to have a big giant meeting with all these people, and someone shoots them, and they blame it on this one gang, the Warriors. So the movie is them trying to get back home through New York City with all these gangs trying to hunt them down. And a lot of these gangs, well, at least a few of them, they're dressed like crazy. Like they're all wearing baseball uniforms and their faces are painted all crazy.
Okay, see, that's where you got you. That's where I jumped back to the thing, and it's like, well, dressed in baseball uniforms and your faces, painted all crazy. That happened a lot just in the sports rings, but not in the gang fanatic. Nothing I've ever heard about gangs, but just people going. Again, in the 80s, even now, Broncos people would paint their faces half orange and half blue.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different vibe. Different vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a cool movie and everything. It was one of those that I liked when I was younger, all the violence and everything and the fighting. But I always wondered, was there ever any gangs like this, really? Is this based on any type of reality, or is this all just someone's imagination?
The Lords of Hell.
Never seen it.
It was the Lords of Hell that made me question whether roving gangs like that were real.
Don't fuck with the babysitter.
That's the one.
Adventures in Babysitting. Wow, I haven't thought of that movie in a long time.
There's a very young Vincent D'Onofrio in that movie too.
I love that movie. Now we know a movie that I've seen. Adventures in Babysitting.
He's Thor.
All right.
Yep, he's Thor.
Oh!
Wow.
Now who is he now as a grown up? Because I remember him Thor. I remember the little boy that was Thor.
Criminal Intent. He was the guy. You've probably never seen Full Metal Jacket. I doubt you
Nope.
watch Criminal Intent because it's
Nope.
You'd,
Yeah.
But I
you
did
would
the Adventures of
recognize him.
Babysitting.
You would
You'd
recognize him as an
yeah.
adult once you saw him. You'd be like, "Oh, yep, shit,
Okay.
that is Thor."
the
Yeah.
movie
Well,
Men in Black. You saw that one, right? With Will Smith
that one I've
and
seen. Yeah, that one I
Tommy Lee
loved.
Jones.
Uh,
He's
Yeah.
the guy that the alien takes his body in the Edgar suit.
the beginning of the
Oh
farm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him. That's Vincent.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good actor. I liked him in quite a few bizarre things.
Yeah, my mom really liked him, and for however much she's read about him, like his real life, and he is like he's different. He's not like your Hollywood type so much. He's more quiet, supposedly. Who knows? These people. Oh, did you see that crazy nut job jump over the judge's desk?
Yeah. Is that
He
"I'll
got
fuck
the-
no bitch" or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like he's got some ups. You got to give him props for that, dude.
He committed.
Yeah, he was committed for sure.
No, it was.
Now he's
Yeah.
got the book thrown at him, like all max sentences. I'm not sure. I didn't go look and see how long it is or whatnot, but they said he got the book thrown at him.
Watch the video again. I'm pretty sure I just had to watch it the one time, but because he like goes over the bench and down to the ground with the judge, and
then
watch those
fight
cops. Watch the
Yeah.
cops take their shots. He gets his ass beat there on the ground. You don't see him, but you can see those cops getting their shots in.
Oh, waylaying. Yeah.
Oh no. You guys have to even follow. What's really, really interesting on this part. I have seen the video, and with the coverage that I find the most fascinating on this is his family members, and their defense of his actions and how it isn't his fault, because they basically say his sister is saying that there shouldn't be any charges against the officers because they put themselves in harm's way by doing that. In other words, he didn't do it. He was just reacting to them, and he didn't do anything wrong with that. And he was expecting to do that, so he was just having a bad day. But listening to his family and how he shouldn't face any punishment, but especially how they even turned it away, that it was like, again, the deputy's fault because they're the ones that put themselves in that situation. His sister there's an actual recording on this. It's mind blowing. I think Uncivil Law covered it. But that I found is more mind blowing than him jumping over and like wailing on her is the family saying that, oh, well, he grew up as a meth thing. And yes, he has this entirely long criminal record, but it's because he has schizophrenia and he doesn't take his meds. And this isn't any of his fault. He shouldn't go to jail. And it's the judge's fault to like do it when he just got the job he was expected to. What did she expect? So yeah, and the charges are running a little bit differently, but again, the way that the family viewed it was incredible. That they turned it around to, again, where the deputies put themselves in, that there shouldn't even be charges against him on that. I found it, like, again, fascinating. Zach, if you're talking, you're muted.
Jeez, oh, Pete. Yeah, I was talking to nobody there. It was a good conversation.
I was wondering if we were playing the silent game, but I saw your mouth moving.
Yeah, I
I
lost.
just had reached up from my mute button when you said what you said. I had gotten catted and was sitting back away from my mouse, but she moved. She's gone. They're very out of sorts. I think this weather's got them freaking out too.
Yeah. No, I was saying the Artemis. There's been a lot of news on that over the last week? What was that, Monday when they announced it? I think I woke up to that Monday and we talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
Moon mission
Monday or
postponed
Wednesday.
for another year.
Yup.
Wah, wah, wah.
And then I had dropped a story right as I went to take a nap earlier this morning about I don't remember. Let me go see. I think it was IFL Science, maybe, which, that's kind of a joke site to me. But they talk about SpaceX will need to build 1,000 starships in 10 years to reach their Mars goal. 1,000 starships in 10 years.
That's
so
100 starships a year.
Right. So far, none have actually made it to space, but, you give him an attaboy, I guess, the big Elon there. But yeah, literally, his company would need to build 1,000 starships. I'm trying to just kind of scroll through here for any other. To achieve Mars colonization in roughly 3 decades, we need chip production to be 100 per year, but ideally rising to 300 per year.
So we got 6 years before we have to bring it 3. Yeah.
Boeing has built an average of about 300 of its 737 aircraft in the past year, but keep in mind 737s are a lot easier to build than rocket ships meaning to go to Mars. And Boeing's really good at building them, and so far SpaceX has not proven their skill set.
Wait a minute. Boeing shipbuilding are pretty big airplanes.
Didn't they just have a door get sucked off at like 6,000 feet? Poor little kid had his shirt was sucked off of his body. His mom had to grab on and hold him inside the plane because the door just disappeared.
God. That kid ain't ever flying again. I'll tell you what. He's like, no. No. Oh, that would be horrible. Poor little guy. Poor mom. Gee. Sucked off the plane.
Apparently, Gwen Shotwell, Musk's second in command at the company, said last year that engineers have designed Starship to be as much like aircraft operations as we possibly can get it. We want to talk about dozens of launches a day, if not hundreds of launches per day. If you're going to dream big, I guess.
Hundreds of launches per day.
Now, did anybody else see? I dropped it in the Zoom chat, the Guardian article. Why landing on the moon is proving more difficult today than 50 years ago. Yeah, I know it is too good. I'm on a laptop and I can't display it. I can read it.
I'm gonna go grab it. I'm trying to get back to the call. I've got too many screens open. All right, I did see it. Did I open it?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got it open. Okay.
Fabulous. Moon mission records provide a clue as to why getting to the lunar surface remains far from straightforward. Yeah, I know.
What records? I was kind of
the ones at McDonald's, or
then we lost that, right?
Wasn't that where they were? At the McDonald's warehouse, or do I have that right? If you skip back to down a few different ones that are going to do, their little things about Yeehaw, but I like it. It is more than half a century since NASA landed astronauts on the moon and brought them all home safely. Shouldn't landing on the lunar surface today be, if not quite trivial, then at least straightforward? Hasn't the rocket science of the mid-20th century become the basic knowledge of the 21st? Peregrine isn't the only recent failure. While China and India have both placed robotic landers on the moon, Russia's Luna 25 crash landed last year, nearly 60 years after the Soviet Union's Luna 9 nailed it the first gentle touchdown. Landers built by private companies have a 100% failure record. Yes, let's read that one again. Landers built by private companies have a 100% failure record on the moon. The Israeli Bereshit lander crashed in 2019, while a Japanese lander built by iSpace crashed last year. Peregrine makes it 3 out of the 3 losses. One fundamental challenge, says Jan Warmer, a former director general of the European Space Agency, is weight. I guess we didn't have that. We didn't have weight.
It wasn't a
Before they knew
problem.
about it.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
60s. You're always close to failure because you have to be light or the spacecraft will not fly. You cannot have a big safety margin.
I
Again,
mean, do we
this
not
is
have the blueprints at least of the Saturn V rockets? I mean, can we not recreate something we did 50 years ago?
Painful, Zach. Come on, man. Do you know
didn't
how
he explain
painful
that
it is?
it's a painful? We lost that technology, and
Yeah,
it's a
but they've
painful.
been saying that for like 10 years, and it took them 10 years to
Do it
create
in
the technology in
the first
the
place.
50s.
Jake Gyllenhaal did it in the fucking coal mines, as I recall. So, I mean, it's all about the
I need to
nozzle.
watch Rocket.
Hey, again, if you read the article, and I'll steer through more, but they're like explaining all of these things. They're saying, like, to complicate matters, the engine must have a throttle. No. Allowing the thrust to be
Wait.
dialed up and down. Yeah, that complicates the matters.
That makes it real hard.
to change the thrust during operations adds a lot more complexity. So apparently we didn't have to.
Well, do you remember that guy running out across the launch pad with that big lighter in his hand, lighting that fuse and running off? Oh my God.
Yeah.
They did a trail of
And yet
black
with-
powder.
Like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got the
I think they're
cleanser.
going. Yeah.
Uh,
I'm scrolling while looking at this, and yet with the first lunar landings back in the 60s, it can be hard to grasp why the moon remains such a tough destination. The moon mission records provide a clue. Soon after the
Now-
Apollo program, lunar landers fell out of favor.
Didn't Mexico
That's
just
the
land
clue.
something on the moon? Didn't they just land a rover or something like that on the moon? Mexico, right? Am I crazy, or was I dreaming?
that's
I missed it if they did.
Let me
I
check
know,
real quick.
I know Cat Williams did a routine about.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that wasn't a private one. I'm not quite.
The mission can't be complete because there's right to will not make it there due to the system malfunction. Okay, 3 days ago, Mexico's first time taking part in an expedition to the moon will not arrive at its destination. So they were attempting to.
Yeah.
So they
Hell yeah.
abandoned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Colmena moon landing mission abandoned. Wah, wah, wah.
No way.
When China Chang's 3 spacecraft touched down in 2013, it chalked up the first soft landing on the moon since Soviet's Luna 24 in 1976. Yeah. I think we all saw the China Chang spacecraft. That was amazing. Amazingly, even more poorly done than NASA,
Yeah.
even though you don't think that's possible.
But NASA buys it, right? NASA
Yeah.
buys it, and you're telling me that they can go up there and land things on the moon, but you can't? And you did it 50 years ago? But for some reason now you can't? Come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta take the I can't even do it. I don't even know what he says half the time. Well, my pa used to say, whenever he says that, you know it's horseshit coming out of his mouth for the next 30 seconds. You just know it. That's like, yeah, I saw somebody doing a thing on that the other day. They're like, when Joe Biden says these words, it's like almost guaranteed 100% going to be a lie. The next thing that comes out of his mouth. And he shows like 20 clips throughout his whole political career of him saying that. And then telling some story about his family that later was fact checked to, not have taken place or not be true at all. Or, yeah. No, he's a professional politician. That's what Joe Biden is, a professional politician. That's like been his job forever. Besides being one of the Knights of Malta that guarded one of the popes. Yeah, he's not. Nobody's controlling him.
Ponderous, fucking ponderous.
Oh, I'm not gonna get sick of that for a long time, dude. I love hearing Casey Kasem swear. He was like that one DJ that was always, you never heard him even say darn or anything like that ever came out of his mouth. He was always a positive guy for the most part when he on the radio. But obviously off the radio, things were a little bit different. Ponderous, fucking ponderous. Hmm. Are there any good DJs out there anymore?
Earlier, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Walter.
Earlier, as I was trying to wake up, having a little bite to eat, I kind of scrolled through and saw that Level Earth Observer had put up a new video. It was Telstar when they launched it from the back of a space shuttle. And it's very similar to the one with the face that appears, when the satellite goes spinning up and out, we see the face next to the space shuttle because it's a fucking model. Well, this is like that shot of the back of the shuttle and the Telstar is spinning up, camera's panning up, following it, and right before they cut the feed, you see the fucking string that it's hanging from. I mean, there's 100% no doubt. Here, I'll drop the link. I was trying to find it in my history, but of course, there's 100 guitar videos before and after it. Hang on, there we go. Yeah, for that matter, I guess we could show it. I don't know. Can we do that anymore? Are we going to get struck again? Probably so.
Strike you down.
There you go. Check it out. It's pretty great. I love his stuff. I go check out every time I see a new video up. Seems like I reached out in the comments way back, like a year ago, even maybe, and I haven't received anything, so I'll reach out again. Wouldn't mind having him come hang out with us.
Take it.
Speaking of hanging
share
out,
screen,
I
Josh?
did.
Thank you.
I did try to explain to Travis and Jonathan, who were both wishing to come hang with us, how to get here. It's basically just open that Zoom app. You'll see a join square to the right there in the midst of the 4 possible links you can click. In the middle there, there's I think a start meeting or a return to meeting or something, a join, a schedule, and a share screen button. You'll be clicking that join button, and it should be unless you do a Zoom call every other day, it should be the last Zoom call of ironrealmmedia there at the top of that drop down that will appear when you hit join. And if you click that, it'll ring you dang our doorbell. We'll pop you right in here.
If either one of you would care to go to Skype, Jonathan, I sent a message of a finger pointing up to the previous message, which was a link to this call. And then I just copied that and pasted that over there to Trav, so Travis can head on over to Skype.
You took it even a further step than I did.
Should just be able
to. You did more hand holding than I was willing to do, I guess. But I did text Jonathan and let him know as well. Tell Travis and Jonathan there in the chat how to get here. So I did my part.
I hadn't gotten to Travis yet, but I did text Jonathan.
Cool deal. Cool deal. So, oops, sorry. My goodness, where did I put this story?
Yeah, here's this one. NASA delays Artemis 2 and 3 missions that would send humans to the moon by 1 year. And I think they say they're going to tell us why. Tech giant announcement. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Humanity's second giant leap will have to wait an extra year. Blah, 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 50 years. Had its launch date bumped back to September of 2025 from its original date of November of this year. Blah, blah, blah. It will also set back the launch of Artemis 3, of course, which would see 2 astronauts touch down on the surface of the moon. Aren't there 4 people going this time? Or is it 3 again? It's safety is our
There's 4
top.
going.
You got to leave a guy in the ship always in case something goes wrong.
So are 2 going to stay in the
in
ship?
case somebody throws their life support system out on the surface of the moon at the last second or anything crazy like that.
Or God
that would never
forbid,
happen, of course. Right.
or the dust gets into their suits and starts
Dust.
destroying the seals, and suddenly they all start dying and suffocating. That wouldn't happen. That dust stays perfectly on the moon and doesn't go anywhere else. Thank goodness.
Well, it's moist. You know, it's got some moisture to it to make nice footprints in.
That's hot.
It doesn't powder off. And
I have another fun one. You guys may have seen this. I don't know or not. You could have covered it. Kentucky scientists. Do you know what they're up to at the University of Kentucky and what our scientists are doing?
How to make horses faster.
You'd think that would be smart to do in Kentucky, but no. They beam Kentucky scientists beam a message to a star system 40 light years away, inviting aliens to visit the state. Here's the message. We have bourbon.
We have bourbon.
We have bourbon, yes. A Kentucky city has drummed up a unique way to boost tourism in the bluegrass state by blasting an invitation to aliens, possibly living in a star system 40 light years away. Now, it's Kentucky. It's in Lexington. They did it. Scientists in Lexington. I had to scroll down to see that they were at the University of Lexington, along with a clever advertising team from Visit Lex, sent a coded infrared laser message to TRAPPIST-1, a star with at least 7 exoplanets, believed to be potentially hospitable to life. At about 235 trillion miles from Lexington, yes, 235 trillion miles, the message won't reach its destination for 38 years, 262 days, 7 hours, 9 minutes, and 42 seconds, according to a countdown running on their website. Unbelievable. We are targeting the TRAPPIST-1 because we might actually get an answer in somebody's lifetime. They might want bourbon. Unbelievable. Dubbed the world's first interstellar tourism campaign. Okay. That's just, again, because, you know, sending signals, you know, they don't degrade at all, you know. Again, it just works that well. No inverse square law, no attenuation, no problems with it at all. But those scientists, you know why? Because they're scientists. They had linguists. The scientists were concentrated on a linguist team for the time of the writing. I guess they had to figure out how to write. They did it in prime numbers, molecules, horses and human, and iconic buildings, and then bourbon. So yeah, they had to like draw the message. Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna shut up for now. That just gave me a headache. This is what we're doing in university.
It gave me a headache. Don't worry.
You're still on mute, Zach.
I'm trying to close videos personally. I've got Telstar going. Now the moon thing is playing something on me. Oh no, it's trying to get me to subscribe. That's what it popped up. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just reading comments. I'm playing catch up in chat.
I think I hear Zach talking in the distance, but I can't.
I think he's having trouble, so he's gone out and come back in again.
So I had to jump on my phone.
Oh, he's jumping on his phone.
There you go. Saying hey to some people.
Yeah, while we're making for him. Oh, go ahead. Definitely. That's much better than what I was going to do.
No, go.
Oh, I was going to make fun of the guys for having less tech skills than me with my brain not working because this is the one place I can get to. It has been the same link for as long as I remember on the show link, and it's like the easiest thing in the world. You just click into the link.
I think she's
So what
telling
you're
y'all
gonna do-
something, Jonathan and Travis. Get your
So
shit
Jonathan,
together and hit the
I'm
link.
saying get your. I'm saying this is like really, really pathetic. So what you're going to do? I said you go right ahead because what you're going to do is so much nicer than me. I guess I'm still under that bitchy vibe.
bitchy
It's a little bit
cloud that's over
with the
us,
bitchy
yeah.
cloud that's over us. Yeah, it did not escape me either. I kept my mouth shut, but the bitchy cloud did not escape me.
Yeah, I think you got on all of us. Even my son is going through a rough spot right now. So if you guys have a little extra love and energy to send his way about 10 miles down the road from me, that would be awesome. He's having a rough spot without a doubt.
Sorry to hear that, Walter. I'll be sending some.
Yeah. Thank you.
that away.
It's definitely
For sure.
distracting. I keep checking my text to make sure he's okay. Just, life and people and stupidity, and it just all gets on you after a while. And it's hard to let it go when everyone that you had understanding things in life have pretty much, I mean, dude, I don't even understand people anymore. People I know, I don't even understand anymore. Anyway, there's no point getting on all that again. But definitely the bitchy mood is just, thank you, Liz. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Walter. I've been just blah all day.
Well, that storm that hit us and brought tornadoes and et cetera last, whenever that was that Monday? I think it was. It just seems like that was
The start of it, isn't it?
without a doubt, a beam of some type that hit us all over here. So I don't know. Trying to find. It may have been Tuesday even. It wasn't too many days back.
Is that the same storm that hit us with our flooding, Zach, that we had one a
Maybe
few days
so.
back?
Yeah.
Maybe so. It feels like you put that video up the day after. Yep. So
Yeah, we have that video in there too on the flooding
and
flooding Carolina was in the Iron Realm chat on it. Also, if we want to send some love out, if you remember Sonia, who was on the show with us a few months back, y'all remember Sonia?
Yeah.
She is on a cruise right now, but she's having like back problems where she said if she was on land, she'd go to the emergency room, but the ship's doctors and everything, it's unfortunate. So she gets home on Sunday, but she's like out on a cruise and is miserable. So send her some love because it's just not what you want is to be away from home when you're not feeling good and you have to deal with the things like that. She should be having like the time of her life right now. So send her some love and healing and good feeling.
Definitely will.
It looks like our buddy Nemo's about to be in the dark and the cold. Sorry, brother, that the storm is getting on you over there now.
Yeah, that's my big paranoia. Losing power. As much as I love my rabbits,
Right.
I can see a world in which I don't have rabbits. I tend to stress a little bit. And maybe it was just PTSD and shit from Binks. I'm sure it is. Because like even now, like when I wake up in the morning, it's wake up and just make sure the rabbits are moving. It really is just a life check. I just have to check to make sure the rabbits are alive. And when they get real comfortable, they do this, what's called a dead bunny flop. It's like they don't just lay on their side when they want to get comfortable. They do sometimes. It's a thing they do is lay on their sides. But when they are really comfortable where they are, they'll just be like sitting there as rabbits do, and they'll kind of hop up just a little bit, completely off all 4 feet, and rotate completely over to the side, literally, and slam into the ground. And then they'll give a little wiggle, they get comfortable, and then they just lay there on their side and look dead.
Oh God, that'd be terrifying.
It is. There's a lot of people. That's why it's called a dead bunny flop, and it's one of the things why bunnies are assholes, because they do a dead bunny flop, and it freaks out bunny parents all the time.
We had that one kitten that was named Macaroon outside, the black, and he was white with the weird black splotches. And twice, me and Michelle went running over to his lifeless looking body, because the way he was laid out, not normal, not like a cat would normally, have his little feet tucked and be a loaf, or laid over on his arm. None of that, just sprawled. It's like, oh my God. And then you touch him and he don't move for a second. It's like, you little fucker, you better wake up, Mac, right? When he finally starts moving, He scared us both bad twice like that. Of course, now he's no longer with us here. He's one of the ones that has disappeared out there. We gave one away, 3 have disappeared, and Fletch is out there getting fatter by the day. He is rotund, but she's still skinny enough to get in and out of the hole by the dryer vent, so she's out of the cold when she needs to be. But yeah, definitely the addition of animal stress. And it's not even that it's stress, it's just the concern, the responsibility, the feeling of these, people, to me, is who they are. These people who are relying on me. And, as the kittens began to disappear outside, I definitely felt like a shit cat parent that I can't even figure out why my cats have disappeared. So it definitely didn't help that now we've got this 20-degree weather headed our way. The stress level definitely is affecting my attitude, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can imagine.
But knowing they can get in and out of that back porch area, which is, it's a closed off, it's got windows, it's just super cold too out there because there's no actual heat. But at least they won't be in the exposed outer shed, which to give them access to the back, the actual door to that has to be kind of propped open with a brick. So it stays open enough for them to get in and out, but not swing freely with the wind and all that. But with it cracked like that, it would be just as cold out there as it would be outside, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'm rambling about the animals again. Liz, are you getting on? Is that what I'm saying? Oh, no, she's just talking about her Zoom struggles. When I looked at it, I thought it said you had gone and had struggled with it, so I read too fast. It is indeed difficult.
Like Gator balance too.
Right. What did Jared say?
Here it is, the vanish hole.
Vanish hole.
Vanish holster.
Huh? Holster? For a gun?
Mm-hmm.
The what one?
Be a nice holster.
Oh my goodness. Another stupid story just popped up.
You can wear it in a business suit or your birthday suit. Sorry, go ahead.
It's all right. It's IFL science. Death of the sun will kill life on Earth, but new life might evolve again. There you go. I fucking love science. Death of the sun will kill life on Earth, but it might evolve again. No worries. No harm, no foul.
Phew. I feel better now.
Mm-hmm.
Death of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Is that supposed to make everybody? I don't know. How are people supposed to take that, really? Yeah, it's going to kill everybody.
You know what? There's.
You know what? There's something will evolve.
They're going with it that searches for alien life shouldn't exclude older or even dead stars. That when we search for alien life, that we should be maybe looking at fake dead stars. So, because we know.
Okay. So they need more funding.
Right.
The cosmic background radiation. Just sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I don't know, because this you like it after that appears to be critical is the stellar wind. The magnetic field of our planet protects us from it. but it kills off other things. But you go right ahead, Josh, because this is just, I fucking love
Wait,
science. It's
what?
really
What?
bad. I know, I'm
Stellar
reading.
wind.
A factor that appears to be critical is the stellar wind. The magnetic field of our planet protects us from this stream of particles that constantly comes from the sun. This is much worse when stars are young and gradually gets better. So they're saying research on stars like the sun or even older stars suggests that they tend to have a shift in strength and complexity of the magnetic field. Something like that greatly impacts the stellar wind. I'm not making this up.
That darn stellar wind. I've heard them say solar wind.
No, they're saying stellar wind now, and devastating erupting events become less likely as the sun-like stars age, making it more likely that life can endure around the objects, even providing better chances for development of advanced civilization. So where they're going with this is that we should be focusing our tax dollars not only on stars that we can see, but ones that we think are dead, that are, again, maybe dead for 400 million years or 40 million, 4 million light years. I don't know. It's all is stupid.
Out, but they're all still there. They dim from time to time, but then they start getting brighter again. I mean, the North Star back in the 70s got really dim. They were saying, oh, we're not going to have the North Star anymore. We're not going to have it. It's going away. It's burning out. And then it started getting brighter again. And now it's, back to being bright. It supposedly, back in like 300, it was almost completely invisible to the naked eye. Couldn't even see the North Star, supposedly. But there was a volcano that erupted, blah, 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 But for like 3 or 4 years, some astronomer had recorded that the North Star had disappeared. But yeah, I mean, they may go in and out, but they're all still there. You go look at, the old star charts from Ptolemy, and all those stars are still up there. Heck, he named half of them, and they still have the same names. What did he name? Like 88 stars or something like that? So many constellations. I forget how many constellations.
Big deal. There's a whole star registry.
But he supposedly named Polaris. He actually named it.
I'll sell you a star.
Yeah, I'll sell you one too.
Beautiful ocean front star.
Yeah, but he named it Stella Polaris, which means, if you go back to Latin, the pole star. I mean, I think it was pretty much where it was back then. If they say it's moved 27 degrees, you go back and look at where it would have been back then, it'd be nowhere near the center. There'd be other stars that you could see closer to the center. So why would he pick this one? What was he doing it for us 2,000 years later? Naming it just for us? I don't think so. Nonsense. That's one of my pet peeves. Story doesn't add up. Yeah, you get away with doing it for 100 years, maybe 104, maybe even 200 years. But every 72 years, that thing's supposed to move a degree along its precessional path. Since he named it, and it wasn't right on the center back then, blah, 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 they'll say it was like 7 degrees different from where it is today. It's like, yeah, but it's supposed to have moved 27 degrees, and it hasn't. So somebody's telling a story here. Just saying.
Okay, so how far away is Polaris?
Well, they keep changing it. I think they just cut it in half. Wasn't it like 300 to 400 light years or something like that, and they cut it down to 200 and something light years, maybe?
Okay. So let's just say 200 light years. I'll be willing to. I'll buy that for $1.
Okay, right now it's about 447.6 light years because of the closest Cepheid variable. They changed this, and Zach's right, they changed
many?
it. Right now they have it at 447.6 light years.
So the the story I came back with when I searched was November of 2012, and they put it at 300.
And right, I remember this, and again, the thing about it is that this is one of the I want to say there's a word for it. What is the word I'm looking for? They use it to determine the distance of everything else. In other words, it's kind of
right. It's I saw that in the story. Let me find it. There is a word. Polaris is what astronomers call a Cepheid variable star.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So as they move it around, they just constantly move everything else except for they.
So if this is their steady state for their variable that they keep changing, then what in the actual fuck are they?
Imagine it like a light year here.
Not a year or two, right?
No, it's a lot.
Hundreds of light years.
Well, each different group of science almost has to group things to working with your model and then fight backwards on it. And again, reading the different articles of that going back and forth and how they conflicted. I was doing that a few years ago. Again, this is why we're bitchy and we get such a headache. And I'm looking at all of this thinking, how the hell did I go all of those years and just what seriously?
What I don't understand is if Polaris is their encephalogram star, no, there's steps to measure shit, then how can they keep moving it?
That's exactly right.
We have this atomic bar we keep in a safe that's going to give us every measurement from now on. Throw it away, get a half of that. Get one half that size. We don't need that whole bar in there. I mean,
a second isn't a second anymore. Now it's 3/4 of a second.
The speed of light is completely not just within this tolerance. It's by the way, we are off 30% or again, the amount that they've moved it around and do things and adjust for it hurts the brain.
And my next question is, how do they measure this? If that's their measuring star, if that's their thumb rule, then what the fuck did they use to measure where it's at in the first fucking place? Oh my God.
Well, a black hole bent light around this one star and gravitational lensing and epsilon 0 in there somewhere. And then there you have it.
I have a prediction though.
We're not going to go to
the Earth's axis being so wobbly like it is over the years of centuries, the precession will mean that in the year 14,000, our pole star will be Vega. No longer will it be Polaris.
Awesome.
So everybody say bye to Polaris.
Are we going to name Vega Polaris then? You're going to just switch
Listen, Vega.
Thank you very much. That's one I haven't seen in a while, Pulp Fiction.
All right.
So what were we saying, Josh?
Well, if Polaris is 200 million light years, 300 million light years, 400 million light years, whatever the hell it is. Away.
This is great, Chuck.
Are we looking?
Are
we looking backward in time? Isn't that what they're telling us? Okay. So, if someone is at Polaris looking at us, are they looking forward in time? And then here's the question: what direction do we look to look forward in time?
Backwards.
I think, right? If we just turn around 180 degrees, but nope, there's more stars. We're still looking backward in time. Everywhere we look backward in time. Nowhere can we look to see forward in time. Everywhere is just we are forward in time. That's all. We're the only thing that's forward in time. Everyone is backward in time looking forward at us.
This too, a message that too, I'm looking at a space.com article from 2012. Polaris is located at a distance of, yes, 323 light years. So in 2012, it was 323 as compared to 433. Again, a small thing. And that was on that one, on the information given here, the main star boasts a luminosity nearly 2,500 times that of our own sun, according to Jim Kaler, an astronomer. So again, now that it's further away, it's got to be, again, now much brighter than 2,500 times that of our, again, every single thing changes with it.
Okay, so what about our sun? Are we looking backward in time when we look at the sun? 93 million miles backward in time? So if they're on Polaris and they're looking at us, wouldn't they see the sun instead? Because they're not going to see us, right? They're going to see the sun because the sun is so much brighter than we are. So then you would never be able
to see a shadow go in front of our sun.
Because all you would see is the sun's backward in time that we see. Because it's so much, their backward in time is so much brighter than everybody else's backward in, or than our future time. 300 light years away would just only be able to see the sun's 93 million miles away in time backwards from Earth.
I wonder if there's any stars. Now, this is purely just a stupid question. Let's play heliocentrism for a while. But in their model, are there stars that are so bright that the planets that are by them don't see any other stars? They're just washed out completely.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Just that one. That star. He's a superstar. And completely washed out, for what it's worth.
Yeah, around 2017, I started feeling bad for Neil. He started looking rough. You could tell something's been weighing on him a lot. It's got to be like former students and stuff like that being like, don't you get it? Just get it.
Gotta stay on TV. Gotta be relevant. Gotta keep my name in people's mouth. Gotta make sure people understand that I'm all about the LGBTQ, etc., etc.
Maybe we should have testosterone levels in the pro sports. So if you want to do this, it's just going to be a bunch of guys playing sports again. There's not going to be any women left. Don't people understand that? Like, yeah, it's no big deal right now to people when there's one in this sport, one over here, one over there. But when it starts being all guys, just nothing but guys, yeah, it's going to be like, oh, okay, I get why this was a bad idea.
Yay, feminism!
Yeah.
Sports should be dominated by men for women.
For women. Yeah, I don't understand. It's got to be just a political correctness thing. Nobody can. But you hear them on these interviews and stuff, and it's like they believe it. And then they just straight up get the facts wrong. Oh, well, that's Serena Williams. She played that guy and she beat him. Like, no, sweetie. She lost like 6-0, 6-1 in like 15 minutes. And he was like the 600th ranked male in the world. He wasn't, top athlete. She's like, no, if I played so-and-so, I would lose 6-0, 6-0, and 5, maybe 10 minutes. No, it's a totally, completely different game. She said it. That's what came out of her own mouth. She's like, no, I like playing girls' tennis. And then they even tried it where they had them mixed. the girls couldn't return one of the guys' serves. Not one time. On both sides. It didn't matter who was returning it, who was serving. The guys were just acing it one after the other when they were serving to the girls. Yeah, it's not the same sport. We're not the same. Go watch Mr. Rogers. These people need Mr. Rogers in their life. And I don't know, is it because people have, they say when cultures have to stop worrying about things, they start arguing about crazy, insane things like this. Is that what's going on here? This seems more planned, though. We see this being pushed in government. We're seeing it pushed in entertainment and movies and just everything.
It's that diversity, inclusion, and equity. The DIE. I'm pretty sure is the big issue, big culprit here. Somebody somewhere decided that they should be giving scores to corporations based on their DIE. So
don't we already have scores for corporations, though? It's called the stock market. And that's what corporations are for, to make money. That's the reason you give these people money and put money into their business so they make more money. I mean, if I owned stock in Disney, I would be livid right now.
Nope, not good
enough. If I owned a bunch of stock in Disney or a bunch of stock in Bud Light.
Not good enough. If you are not an ally, then you just need to shut the fuck up. If you are, of course, the white male, straight white male, you can shut the fuck up too. Because what's important is diversity and inclusion and equity. So it's probably one of those non-governmental organizations that say, this is what we need. Just to make sure that the white man doesn't get too powerful, we need to make sure that, we have these diversity hires. Hey, Boeing, you got too many white mechanics. You need some diversity hires. You know what happens with diversity hires? Doors fucking pop off at 10,000 feet in the air and little kids get their shirts hiring the person most colorful for the job. In one way, shape, or form. Skin, hair, clothes, whatever's the most colorful. Scary thought.
Yeah, it's crazy. Or these people saying that, well, the women need to be more, we need to, the whole wage gap thing. We're paid 70 cents on the dollar. No, it's men do these types of jobs, which get paid more, and they're like 90+% male, engineering, things like that. And then you get into all the labor jobs. They're all like 90% plus. Even surgeons are mostly males. I think that was one of them on there. And it's just we choose different avenues of, career paths. But every job I've ever worked at, which was, you go into a place and fill out a job application and hand them a resume, and you're kind of, all doing the same type of work, factory work. I've never worked in a factory where the guy got paid more than the woman. Like when you get hired in, everybody makes this amount. And when you get your first raise, everybody gets the same amount of a raise. It's all based on how long you've been there. It's got nothing to do with whether you're a male or a female. I've never worked in, corporate America, but I've worked retail. I worked at Sam's Club. I've worked, a couple of different types of jobs. And nowhere in any of those jobs was I paid more because I was a man. None. Yeah, so I never saw that. I never saw that. I don't doubt that it takes place in these big corporate America jobs and this and that and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's not for 90% of the population or 95, the normal working people out there. This is not the case. Again, we're taking a minority of people and placing it over the whole population. So you have people that are working in retail outlet stores saying, men get paid more than me. It's like, no, you get paid the same as the other retail guy standing next to you. That's just how it is. I don't know.
Well, we work on commission and he makes more sales than I do. People trust him more because he's a man when he talks about electronics. He just mansplains everything and he sells more. God, I just hate the work.
And these millennials are trying to educate the boomers on a few things about how work should be ran and this and that. The hours are too long and this and that, and too many days a week and this and that. Like, this is kind of what it takes to get things done. Like, if you want the stuff on the shelves.
Right. You live as the Amish, great idea. Or we can do it this way.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Capitalism has been corrupted. We've been living in crony capitalism forever. Since before I was born. But on its base merit, it is a fair system. You make a product. If it's a good product, more people start buying that than the other people who are making them, and your company grows and gets bigger. And then government got involved and messed it all up and took bribes from lobbyists and set certain laws so certain companies could flourish and other ones went to the wayside. And
well, it breeds the consumerism, and it's the consumerism that allows you to be brainwashed. No, fuck, maybe we do need a whole closet full of toys as children. I think every fucking cartoon that comes out should make an entire line of merchandise, and we should, as children, should have every one of those toys. And you wonder why, back in the 1960s, when a house cost X, Y, and Z, well, they weren't spending it on all this excess bullshit we have now. I mean, their kids played with fucking wooden blocks, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. I had wooden blocks.
Fucking A, I had blocks, buddy, and I built fucking worlds with them.
Lincoln logs,
then I sat in my son's room, and he had blocks and Lincoln logs and built worlds with him. And hopefully he'll continue that as well.
Toy chests and closet now full of fucking toys that kids don't play with.
I had a huge suitcase full of constructs, 6 different sets from.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Clothes you don't wear.
And birthdays.
Shoes you don't wear.
Yeah.
Garages and basements full of shit you don't use.
To put shit out of sight that you're not going to touch for the next 5, 8, 10. His mother-in-law has storage units that she's carried on her back for 30 years. And they go visit them and throw a few things away, and that's a day. And it's like, what are you doing with all that? Now, I can't say much. I got boxes of shit here too, but it's just, it's out of control. And I've done a switch, sort of, I guess, kind of in my life, in that I was a huge collector of plastic crap. Meant nothing to nobody but me and a few other nerdy jerks that bought plastic crap as well. And that started out of nowhere, because comics I was into, reading those, going to the comic stores, and then suddenly here's a figure here and there's a figure there, and then suddenly I've got them all over my house. And it's like, yeah, it's just plastic crap. Don't mean anything. Stop that. I've even put the heel down at Christmas, where I would used to get at least a pop from somebody in the grouping. I'm just like, I'm done with the plastic crap. That don't mean nothing. That's just going to wind up in a box somewhere. Now, guitar pedals, on the other hand. I use those. I mean, I got to keep
Got
buying
one or
those.
two of those, Walter. Or
Yeah,
7.
Michelle sent me a picture here. Let me see if I can get it to share. Hang on.
Did you get them all lined up? Put really
It was
underneath it with
just
a question mark behind it?
a meme somebody had made, but she said, "This is definitely you." How do I do this? I guess I can send it to.
Night,
Can I move it
Liz.
to Zoom? Is there a way to go straight to Zoom? I mean, I'll go
Real
to
sweet
Skype.
dreams, lady.
You leaving us, Liz? Love you. Thank you, sweetie. If you're around at some point tomorrow, I'll play some Fortnite with you. I really will. I promise. All right, there we go. Now let me get it up here. I heard it pop for somebody.
Yeah, it popped for me.
What? Apparently it's not a normal picture. I don't know what the hell happened.
Normal picture.
Well, I did something weird. I don't know what I did.
What did you
Yeah.
do?
It looks like
Let me send
something I have to download.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
just
know
go
what
ahead and
I did.
download it. It'll be
Let me
fine.
just add it straight to the call instead of going through a share link. That's what happened. That share link made it that. Should be a picture now. Yeah. There we go. All right, hang on. Let's see. I've got 3 of the same wallpapers. Look, when I found this Y, I mean, I couldn't believe I didn't know it existed, number one. You know, that was the first thing. Like, how did I miss this? And then when I got it in my hand and found how adjustable it is and all the different noises it can make and literally sound like a vocal, as close to a talk box as I've ever heard. And realized that the switch was my little back and forth noise, wah or whoa. I had to have another one so that switch worked, right? And then when another one came up for sale, I was like, well, man, what if this one is a faulty switch too? Oh, I'll get some help. I know, I'll get some help.
Sorry, I'm
In
watching.
my review for that thing, I was like, mine, they shall all be mine. There are like 3 other dudes that literally, as soon as to see who can get it first at this point. Anyway, but yeah, I've got a few battles.
OBS is being,
but they're not
shit
plastic
right now. I don't know
I
if
could trade
anything's
those
going
for
out.
food when the wait. What happened?
I said OBS is being shit right now. I don't know what's going out. What is
Fucking OBS. Oh, you're looking all weird and janky right now. It could be your internet. Like you're all.
It could very well be my internet. It's cold and super fucking windy here.
Clear. Yeah.
I know
You're very.
I know that the stream in the background that I'm watching is circling quite a bit and struggling. Where we're streaming seems okay, but I'm definitely my background screen is lagging. It's been doing it on and off for quite a while.
Yeah, I've been watching it. My bit rate goes from like 0 to fine. It's green, full bars, then it goes to red to 0. Then maybe some yellow, then to red, then to green, then to red. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Love you, Laura. Enjoy your pizza if you can hear me.
Good night, Liz.
Sweet, sweet dreams, Liz. I'll be joining you shortly. Zach, is that coffee? Are you getting another cup of coffee?
Billy Tano, it was not a pick of the world record pedal chain that Rob Scallon did with Sweetwater, although I'm very familiar with Mr. Scallion and all his madness. He is one of my first and still one of my favorite YouTube guitarists ever. If you're not familiar with Rob, you should be. He is fucking hilarious. He is multi-talented. Edges of genius with some of the shit he's come up with for some of his videos. Truly. The backwards Metallica still is like, who would even think to do that and then do it so fucking well? Anyway, yeah, I love Rob. I even worked on, what's the song? Rain? I even worked on that for a little while. I had a Echo that would do that trick, and it got to a point in that song where it was beyond me. But yeah, I love me some Rob. I'll make a note to myself. Monday's show will I'll make Josh pull up a song. Maybe that one, actually.
Well, you said you before we played that final song, I was mid alter bridge search. So I figured that's just my go-to.
Cool.
Walt doesn't have anything to shout out
You
immediately.
can always
I'll
pull
just
up.
do
Yeah,
alter
you
bridge.
could pull up an alter bridge at any time, man. To me, I know y'all probably are tired of hearing me talk about them, but yeah, they are truly like. I mean, over the years, I would go through phases with certain artists, and that would come and go. And I would go back to them years later, you know, as a kind of a nostalgia thing, throw in an old Metallica from like 83 or whatever. I just don't do that anymore. It's pretty much going to be an alter bridge CD in my, they're just so multi-encompassing of everything musically I enjoy and want to hear and want to do, and from amazing vocals, because there's some heavy ass bands out there whose vocalists suck. Great guitarist, vocalist sucks. And then there's some great vocalists out there who have shitty bands behind them. But yeah, the combination they have going just can't be beat. And having followed them behind the scenes and knowing who they are as people, and yeah, they're amazing. Every show Mark gives a guitar to some kid up front that's just air guitaring and loving the music, and he just takes his guitar off his body and gives it to the kid. It's like, dude, to keep music alive, you know? Yeah, he's phenomenal. He really is. And I know if they're up there, they've done something, but still, I think there are artists who do their best to overcome their agreement in ways that to stick with over the years. So yeah, anytime you want to play some alter bridge, you can. Except for that one shit album they did. No, I'm kidding. They did. They pissed me off with that one album.
My wah pedal is a
it's hard
watch.
to find a band with
Your wah pedal what?
Is a watch.
Right, I know. I saw your collection.
I've decided I've got a problem and I need to stop.
Yeah, that's kind of me with these pedals.
It's FOMO. It's like
I'm about to
it's absolutely the fear of missing out.
Every time one pops up, I'm like, well, damn, that's so cheap. And if I don't get it, it's going to be gone in a day, and it is. So
there it is. I'm exact same way. Like, well, fuck it. You know, I'll just bid it. I'll bid $10. I'm sure someone's going to come in and see it and going to bid $11 and just take me out.
11, right. Right.
And I'll go up to like 20, but no more than that. And surely someone will come along and outbid me at 20. Oh, well, looks like I got another one.
Looks like I got a watch.
Maybe I'll just lowball him, you know. Sure, he says 60, but maybe he'll take 40.
That's exactly how I wind up with most of these pedals. Is I go, well, they're not ever going to take this low ass fucking offer. Right. Right. Let me hold up the Joyos DC2, which is a great echo, delay, whatever. If you're into like bouncy echoes and delays, amazing. But you see, it's already back in the box to be returned. It's just not for me. Because I don't keep shit pedals. I don't keep the good ones. I might try a bunch, but if it doesn't do what I need it to do, if it can't be a subtle delay, it's just a delay for tricks. It's more like it's almost like a recorder more than a delay, if that makes any sense. Oh, what? Bilantano has the Morley wah from Tremonti. Dude, tell me about it. Get on a call and we need to talk about it. Because I was hesitant to get a Morley in the first place because I've always used, you know, a version that has a click. It might not have been a Crybaby or a Dunlop, but it usually, like, even the one on my shortboard for my line 6 had a click toe down to make, you know. And so I think it was me at the Guitar Store in Lafayette, and I picked out one of their just a Morley they had to play with and see, and it wasn't too bad. It was the lock wah. And since I do a lot of stuff with my wah in a cocked position to get a certain tone, and you can't do that with a Morley because it only comes on when you put your foot on it and springs back up. So to have that knob to adjust, that was perfect, except the noise, man. I couldn't get it to be quiet. It was too much noise. Like when I got the pedal and the book that came with it, the whole back page was hum eliminators and hum jack circuit. You know, everything about it was to eliminate hums. It was like, oh, maybe there's a problem here. But anyway, I want one. I just haven't. That's the only thing I haven't tried yet is his pedal. So what's the high end like? I need you to make me a video and post it and let me hear it, because the toe down is the secret. If it's too high end, I don't know. I'm gonna get one. I'll just have to get one. I can make this, the Ibanez, the Weeping Demon. That's the one that I have 3 of. I can make it exactly. I mean, it's pretty much exactly the tone that he uses when he's doing his legato runs, and that's really all I need. But and the way it works, you can click this pedal one way and it's a Dunlop with a click on and leave it in a locked position. But if you pull the lever the other direction, it turns into a Morley, which is step and go. So it's a pretty versatile pedal. I don't think I'll be buying another one unless I get that Tremonti. Hey, we're on guitar stuff. Y'all need to stop me. It's really quiet. Really? Damn it. All right, I'm going to reverb. Fucker. They had one that was like half price the other day, but the guy, he had put he'd already put the wrong, the way my board's set up, I have the hooks on the board and I keep the fuzz on my pedals so that they don't pick up every cat hair in existence with the little hooks. So my hooks are on the board. Most people go the other way. So there's been a few times I've had to try to get hooks off the back of a pedal to be able to attach it to my board, and it's quite a mess. So he had it the wrong direction, even though it was half price. I didn't want to go through all that, so I didn't get it. And sure enough, it was gone within a few hours. Anyway, hey, get me off guitars. Help me. Hey, that ain't bad. That's a good price, man. Are you familiar with Reverb, Valentino? I'm assuming you are. If you're not, head over there, and then I apologize for doing that to you. I'm not an enabler, I promise.
So no, I have no Shinola
So,
watches.
I just remembered I have a, yeah, I was going to say there was a watch question. I'll stop.
Well, it's not going to do any good because I'm just going to get started and I'm going to have to divert it back to fucking pedals.
Right.
But I've been on skeleton watches lately. That's my kick.
I know that. Why do I know that? Go ahead and explain it in case it's not what I think it is.
Well, it's really cool. It's just a watch movement, but you get to see everything. You get to see the bones of the watch.
All
so
the
there's like
gears and
no
shit.
face.
Right,
yeah.
It's got the clear case
That's
sound of it.
That's
It's
it.
very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So if you can see YouTube, I'm not sharing it with you guys there, but I did throw it on the screen share for the YouTubes. Was the latest. The silver case is the one that I got, but it's the 1088 is the model number. And Invicta puts out so many fucking watches that's the only way to keep track of them. And they mass produce them, so they're not really worth a whole lot, but they're a nice, big, heavy-duty fucking watch. If you can get a good Swiss movement, Swiss-made Invicta, it's pretty good. A lot of them are Japanese fucking bullshit.
And they're divers, so you get to, have the waterproof, which is really nice.
It is really nice, and they go like real deep, which is awesome for whatever reason. It's great for changing batteries. But yeah, this has been, I don't know, hopefully my last one. I've got one more bid out there. But again, it's one of those that, it's like a specialty watch. So a Nixon watch, plain Nixon watch will go for like $200 or $300 easy to jack up the price, because I knew I wouldn't win it, because why the fuck? I'm not gonna bid that high, and that's where these things go. And they're still got a few days to go to get there, but right now I'm at like $71 is my bid. Which even when I made it, I'm like, why would I even bid this high? Only because they go so much higher. But it's a Death Star fucking watch. It looks pretty kind of cool, but I had no desire for the watch, but just because I knew it was a Nixon watch and it was a Star Wars Death Star watch, I'm like, I'm just gonna get the ball rolling on this fucking auction a little bit. So that's what I did. Now I'm stuck with the high bid at $71, not wanting to pay $71 for a watch. But fuck it. Here I am, hoping somebody's going to come in and just wait to the last minute to try to keep the price low, which is how I do my fucking auctions. I don't do bid wars.
Swiping, yeah.
Bid wars are for fucking idiots.
Well, if you do wind up winning it, at least it's pretty cool. I mean, skeleton watches are cool, so you have a fun toy out of it. But
well, that watch I did win. I got my watch for $61. $1 was the price that I offered them, and that they accepted. So hopefully that's my last one. Again, except for the Star Wars, but I'm really hoping someone's going to outbid me at that. At the last minute, yeah, and just snipe it right out from under me and save my skin. But once that's done, then I'll have no more.
Yeah, I hope that somebody swipes it for you then.
Just one more hit, Josh. Just one more hit.
Right. Holy shit! Did you see what they just put on there? Look how cheap that shit is.
I can't pass this one out.
It says it just needs a battery. Right. Or it doesn't fucking work at all.
I decide if I'm going to do a brand new pedal for 130 or do one that's got a bunch of issues for like 80. And when I say issues, like the boost knob is gone, the rubber treadle part is off the top. I mean, it's not even a Morley pedal. I mean, a Tremonti pedal without the fake metal tread, right? I'm going to go for the real. I got you.
Well, you guys.
All right.
You guys have a wonderful time playing with your toys.
Lady, I love you.
Wonderful.
I'm so
I love
glad
you
are
too.
hanging out with us.
It was so nice to be on, but I'm going to hang up now and like listen in on this because
you won't be hearing much
been a
more
minute,
of this.
but-
We're
yeah.
making no sense at this point. I think delirium has kicked in.
Yep. It's a
Tis true here.
battle of
You guys have a
dysfunctional
great,
hobbies.
Great Friday night. Take care, everybody. Peace out.
Love you, Cami. Hi, my name is Josh, and I have FOMO.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Walt. I'm a pedal addict. Like the way they smell. Like the way they sound.
Like, do I have to just get rid of eBay off my phone completely? And just like,
Dude, trust me, I have literally like blocked notifications on the fucking.
oh, I don't even enable them. Like that's the whole thing. I know that I'll be on there all fucking day if I'm watching. Oh, you've been outbid. Oh,
I
you've
turned
been.
them off. I have to keep the app on there though, so I can look every like once a hour.
Right, and that's where I am. Who needs a fucking notification when you're checking every hour?
man.
But
Right.
fuckers. But I do like this watch.
Really, Joyo has a really cheap little wah pedal out there I didn't know existed that's got both wah and volume in the same unit. That's rare to have these days. They want you to buy two pedals. So anyway.
I feel like
So yeah, that's what I mean, dude. Bill and Tano, we need to talk apparently. I didn't know you were so familiar with Mr. Tremonti. We need to get on the call, man. I didn't know. I should know, but you know. But yeah, I do know the history that he originally was using the Bad Horsey and just they finessed it, gave it the boost, took some of the high end off. I know that's where he likes to live. It's not too much treble. So, and that the treadle on it that gives it that metal look. I see now on Reverb, there's actually 3 of his, apparently he came out with a Patriot version of it back here. I can show y'all. Hell, I don't have to talk about it. I can share it as both the Mark Tremonti wah and the bad horsey wah written on the bottom, which I don't understand. So I need to look more into this pedal I didn't know existed. The only one I knew he had that was different than the one we're talking about is when he put out A Dying Machine, his solo album time, they released a mini wah that had the album and book cover artwork on it. And one popped up on Reverb for like one day, added up for like something ridiculous, like $600 or something. But it went, I think they only made 50 of them. Some ridiculously low number. Anyway, I also just recently found out that, who is it? The company that he does all his other pedals, T-Rex, did a phaser, a Tremonti phaser that I didn't know existed, which when I found, I did put it in as a search. One popped up when I was in Lafayette doing things, and before I could actually sit and look at it, it was gone. So it's really rare too. Anyway, I have problems. Let's stop. Stop this.
Yeah, we might as well get out of here. My fucking OBS is showing a 0 bit rate, which means
Oh, so we're not even on the air?
Or it's going to drop real quick and then have to reconnect, and then it's going to spin for them probably.
Oh, we could just call it a night.
We might as well.
Call it a night. We're boring them with guitar talk. Well, not billing, though. Seriously, brother, get on a call with us sometime. You know how to find us, right? You just put your hand on the guitar and wail. Good Lord, I've got 8 tabs open for Reverb right now. Stop yet. You're a crackhead. That's one thing, though. When you go look at a pedal, they pop open a whole new tab every time, so they do get stacked up.
All right, then we'll call it.
Oh, yeah, the watches. I got off on that, too. At one point, I was into the whole, like, crazy. If it was a crazy watch, I was going to find it and have it. I had one that had, like, this multi-layered dial that when you glance down at it, it just looked like crazy nothing, little lines and shit. But as the minute hand progressed, it all turned into, like, a pyramid or something. I can't remember what it was now. I had a few variations of that at one point. I think I even had one I gave to a girl that said, "I love you" at the minute when it got all around or something.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for the divers watches for whatever reason. Like, I feel like that cat from Lady in the Water, right? Because this watch, it's like 52 millimeter. It's like the biggest face that they make. Well, probably not, but it's up there. 52 millimeters, a pretty good size case for a watch. I'm only 150 pounds, 5'10", so it's not like I'm a big guy. It makes the watch look normal size. I just like a hefty watch, and it's fucking hefty. So I'm pretty sure that left arm's just going to be fucking massive from having this watch on it.
Gonna look like that guy from
Lady in the Water.
Masturbation channel. His right arm was like enormous, and his left arm was all, yeah, bang too.
Oh yeah, Keely, man, I'm wanting that. Damn it, what's his name? The dual Echo right now that's out with your boy, the Halo one, Timmons. Yeah, I saw a few demos of that Echo, and I want it really bad, but it's so pricey, so pricey. And I mean, I'm just sitting around here, and I'm not even putting videos up hardly at all. So.
I promise.
Right.
We will be doing actual Have No Sphere shows somehow, some point. Guests or something.
Well, I did begin the process. I've reached out again over there to Level Observer, and I also am going to reach back out. Oh, do we have a date? I saw Liz asked earlier. Mm-hmm. Do we have a date of when we're going to be back on?
Mm-hmm. Reckon I should check.
We could do that.
Haven't.
We'll look this weekend. Yeah. As far as like hanging out, dude, truly, like, whenever, hit me up on Telegram. You know where I'm at there. And it's Spacebone 777. Oh, I see you got your email. Oh, damn it, I opened Telegram and now I can't see what you said about your email. Screen name at Gmail. Cool deal. Will do, my friend. Seems like, yeah, I think yeah, I had you in there. I thought I did. I don't know when we last emailed. It may be a carryover from an Iron Realm contact because all my shit's all intertwined in the arms of the Hydra there. But I will hit you real quick so you know that that is me. Good, sir. We'll make it happen. We'll get together. I'll send you some of my shitty riffs and we can make a song or something happen.
Yeah.
I have some good riffs. I just can't figure out how to make them into songs. That's where it gets bogged down. So we'll get together. We'll make it happen. All right, good gentle people. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for sending that love for everybody that needed it. We all need it, so send it everywhere. Thank y'all for being the family that I need. We don't always get the family we need. Sometimes we're stuck with the family we have. So thank y'all for being that, truly.
Beautiful, Walter, yeah.
What's up, Winston? I see you in chat. Fucking awesome to see you there.
Hey, what's up?
Big old smile on my face.
No doubt. Been a minute.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. We'll either be back here next week or we'll be on the main channel. We'll figure that out, hopefully, this next week.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Maybe we'll make you to the
thank you guys, truly.
Community tab there on YouTube and make a post or something. Try to communicate to people there. Oh, whatever. Fucking YouTube. Thanks, guys. Been a pleasure. As always. Great way to wind down my Fridays.
Yeah, especially after the fucking craziness of this last few days.
Yeah. About time to...
We head on the range for a few minutes, go blow out some steam.
I reckon.
I was just going to say, if we are, I think, is Brian still in the chat? I know he was earlier, but I'm not sure if he was still.
Nope, I think
I'm not sure if he works tomorrow. But...
Winston.
Yeah, I know. That's
Justin,
what I'm thinking. It's kind of late. I didn't hear you, sir.
So I think it's just Winston and Billy Tano.
Winston and us. There you go. And Billy Tano. Yep, that's good. That's cool. Thank you guys for hanging out. The diehards.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys enjoy your weekend. Stay as warm as you can.
Yeah. Uncle Walt. I just went back and saw it. That's great.
And if your day is...
I wonder if they've unsubscribed me. Yeah, of course they have. Why would they not have? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. There was something rattling around in my head, and it's going to take too long for me to organize it and get it out, so we're just going to end it. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
All right.
Be
Love
good.
you guys.
Be well.
Thank you.
Do good. Do well. Bye-bye.
Fletch.